Those Austin 316 t-shirts made a heck of a lot of money, and that is the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Bit of a strange one today, but there was some information. Kurt Angle was on his podcast. He did a Q&A on his podcast, and he went into detail a little bit on merchandise, how much money he made, and how much money other wrestlers at the time around him made. And I thought this was definitely worth making a video on, because the amount of money that Austin made from his 316 shirt alone, I thought was pretty insane. So Kurt Angle, like I said, he is on his Q&A podcast, and he's doing a Q&A on his podcast, and he's talking about merchandise sales, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin gets brought up, and I think it's fair to say that Austin is, in my opinion, the biggest star in wrestling history. Oh, it's true. It is damn true. Some people say Hogan, and that's fair enough. Others would say The Rock, and I've just got to disagree. That, yeah, in terms of like a global star, The Rock has become bigger than Hogan. He has become bigger than Austin. But purely in the wrestling business, The Rock just did not hit the height. He did not hit the heights. Oh man, tongue twister. He did not hit the heights of Hogan and Austin. I don't think that can be denied. Other people say Cena, and while I think Cena was great for what he did during his run in that era of WWE, for me, Cena is nowhere near competing to Austin and Hogan. But anyway, Angle was on his podcast. He was talking about merchandise, and this is what he had to say when it came to the shorts, and I was shocked. So this is why we're making the video. I couldn't believe how much he made here. Anyway, let's listen to Kurt Angle. He said, and I quote, "In one," by the way, this is referring to Stone Cold Steve Austin, I quote, "In 1 year, he made $12 million on merchandise, and it was that 316 shirt alone. That's when it came out. 12 million. He told me, I was like, holy crap. He only made 2.5 million wrestling. Vince McMahon said, hey, I pay you to wrestle, Angle. Vince, I'm not going to lie to you, he paid me well. I made more than Austin did with wrestling. I didn't make nearly as much as Austin did with merchandise, but Vince took care of me on the back end with wrestling. Merchandise I made, I'll give you just a roundabout figures, between $700,000 and $900,000 a year. It wasn't a lot. It's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but not for being a big star like that. For some reason, Vince just told me, hey, can't do anything with you in merchandise, so just wrestle. I would come up with merchandise ideas, and Vince would utilise them, but you know, I didn't sell like Stone Cold, and I was a heel most of my career too." End of quote. So there you go, guys. Kurt Angle, I mean, he compares his earnings to Austin in terms of merchandise sales. I don't think anybody should be comparing their merchandise sales to Austin, because they are going to lose. I mean, Austin, I think he's the biggest star in wrestling at the time when wrestling was most popular. So, I mean, you just combine the two. You take the biggest star in wrestling and you take the biggest period in wrestling, and you merge them together, man. You get Stone Cold Steve Austin, you get the Attitude Era, you get 12 million in merchandise. And that's just Austin. That's what he made. That's what he made in terms of money from his shirt. How much did his shirts actually make? Because Austin is only getting a percentage of that. You know, he's getting like royalty checks for his shirts. So, I mean, you've got to... I mean, and how many shirts did they sell? I kid you not. I mean, back in the day, anytime you'd walk down the street, you would see a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt, and you would see lots of shirts from other wrestlers. You looked at the crowd, literally everybody was wearing an Austin 316 shirt. See, nowadays, when I go outside, I never see a person wearing a wrestling, and for good reason. Who wants to walk around with a bloody New Day shirt? Let's be honest. But you barely see wrestling shirts now out in public. Back in the day, you always seen Austin shirts, or you always seen NWO shirts, or DX shirts, or shirts like that, man. They were everywhere. They were literally every single street you walked down, you'd see a wrestling shirt. Now, not so much. But look, this just goes to show you, Angle here is pointing out he made more money than Austin with wrestling, and of course, I think Angle is factoring in his entire career, because I doubt there would be 1 year where Angle was paid more than Austin. to wrestle. I don't buy that at all. But Angle he did have a longer career than Austin. In terms of being a star, I mean, Austin for the first half of his career kind of was a mid-carder. It wasn't really until '96 when he came to WWE, and in '97 that is when he truly started to make money. Whereas Angle pretty much came in, and not long after, let's be real, not long after Angle's debut, he was a main eventer. So Angle has pretty much been a star his entire career. Austin only really became that megastar towards the second half of his career. So you can see how Angle would have made more money overall with wrestling and an annual salary than Austin. Definitely, I can see that. But in terms of the shirt sales, 12 million off that shirt, man, that's fucking insane. No one in wrestling can get near that. And that is why you want to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, guy. That is why it pays to be Austin. That's why it pays to be Stone Cold. Literally pays. And it doesn't pay to be some guy that does a flip and a dive over the top rope. Do you think Ricochet is making $12 million in shirt sales? No, he is not. Do you think like a Kenny Omega? I mean, does Kenny Omega, has he even ever sold a shirt? Does he even have a shirt? Probably not. Probably bloody not. Dave Meltzer doesn't want him to have a shirt. He would rather Kenny Omega be shirtless 100% of the time. But anyway, guys, there you go. Austin, $12 million off the 316 shirt. That's insane. Oh, man, it makes me almost want to try and get in shape and train and be a wrestler just so I can make that amount of money. That is crazy. $12 million, guys. Stone Cold Steve Austin. No wonder people consider him the GOAT. Crazy amounts of money. But unfortunately, that was during a time when wrestling was good and we had mega stars like Austin. Now wrestling sucks and we don't have any stars. So yeah, there you go, guys. Times have changed. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment. Fog Wrestling will be back. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.